Are you tired of walking around Gielinor not knowing where to go or what to do in game? Or maybe you've been playing for quite a while and you feel like you're just not getting it. You see other players breezing past your total level and your small little cash stack. I totally get it. I've been playing this medieval clicking simulator for over 15 years and I've learned some things along the way. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing some things I wish I knew from the get-go. From essential things you need to succeed all the way to the mindset required to accomplish your goals. I prepared a fat list of things that I think any new player should know. This should help make your grinds that much easier and help you succeed in the game. So most of these are in no particular order, but this one is the number one thing I always try to tell new players. You all can ignore the rest of the video as long as you get this one thing. It's grabbing Runelight. When I first started, this client wasn't even a thought, but I wish it was. It brings so many quality of life updates to the game. There's plugins that can make things easier to see and click. There's trackers for your farm runs or your current stat boosts. There's XP trackers to make sure you're always getting that juicy XP. There's graphical plugins to make the game look beautiful, and so much more. Honestly, it needs its own video, but it should be one of the first new things that any brand new player looks into. It's a godsend for the game, and many players actually would even play without it. So for that reason, Runelight is the number one thing that you need to know before you even start playing old school RuneScape. Okay, so this next one should have been number one if Runelight wasn't so goddamn good, because the wiki for old school RuneScape is an absolute masterpiece. I mean, they literally have everything broken down and articled about the game. Want to know why this one random NPC is out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere? Well, the wiki will have it. Want to see a new quest broken down 15 minutes after the update goes live? The wiki will have it. The staff over there is just incredible, and it's something most RuneScape players take for granted. We can search up the best training methods, the best methods to make money, or even some serious fashionscape all on the wiki. Other MMOs wikis just aren't on this level. They don't come close to the fraction of information that the old school RuneScape wiki has. I cannot say enough good things about the wiki, so please just check it out if you ever have any questions about the game. You're not from Gielinor. I'm gonna need you to go back to where you came from.
What about my world?
What about your world? Are you from some cheesy mobile game?
That is not true. Hero Wars has vibrant graphics, cool gameplay, and a user-friendly interface.
Okay. I got skills to AFK, so I'll cure you out.
Yeah, tell them more about it.
So I started playing this game after seeing an ad on Instagram while scrolling mindlessly, and I gotta say, it's not too shabby. If you're looking for a game to play while you AFK those boring skills, Hero Wars might be for you. In Hero Wars, everyone can find a character to suit themselves. They have many races to choose from and unlock, including cyborgs, aliens, vampires, and so much more. Currently, I'm trying to unlock Shaba. He's a big old tanky boy who literally devours his enemies. But I'm currently in love with Celeste. She can switch between a DPS dark form and a healer light form, which makes her useful in any situation. And I mean, boys, look at this new outfit that just dropped for her. You get eye candy while you play. There's nothing quite like Hero Wars. You can play it wherever you are, and it's easy to pick up and start playing, but to master it is a work of art. By the way, from February 13th, you can gather soul stones and skin coins for 3 amazing heroes with new romantic skins that also boost their stats. Power up your team with Amara, Jorgen, and my favorite, Kiera. For example, Mojo the Shaman can't heal Darkstar the Elf as efficiently as the good Grandma Martha can, while the Slow Cleaver makes a great pair with the Swift Isaac. Hero Wars is a world of 6 unique modes, more than 300 Guild Wars servers, and 100 million plus players. You can play it alone or compete with your friends to see who the top dog is. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. Here's a question for you. Where can you get 30,000 coins, 600 emeralds, and 5 awesome heroes to start dominating in Hero Wars right away? Too slow, the answer is in the link in the description below. Play Hero Wars now. Alright, so this next one coming up is one that I never had the chance to actually take advantage of until very recently, because Old School RuneScape has gone mobile. Yes, if you all didn't know, you can click some rocks while you're out and about, and it's about to change your life, because you can download the Old School RuneScape client on your phone and play wherever you are. Now this might seem like you're an addict and have a problem, but no, there is no problem, because you can grind those boring AFK skills wherever you are. Long car ride with the family? Hey, let's go kill some Slayer monsters. Date night with your girlfriend. Let's get some mining XP at the Motherlode mine. Need to hit the gym? Why not do some agility in between your sets? You guys get the idea. The game can be played almost anywhere you are. This allows you to have less time behind a desk and more time out in the world touching grass. RuneScape isn't all just clicking a tree and waiting for some logs. The game is absolutely massive and has so much content jam-packed into it that it's really kind of nuts. You'd think that all it is clicking and waiting for some dopamine to drop. And yeah, I mean it is in its simplest form, but there's loads of different methods that you can do in the game. You have different bosses you can kill for some juicy drops or a cute little pet, mini games that offer some nice rewards and XP, or hey, you can even go out into the wilderness and try your hand at killing other players. The world is vast and huge, and when I first started, I got stuck on doing just one thing in game. I was that dude who logged in, chopped some magic trees, and talked some shit with other players. I really wish I'd spent the time to try other things out in game. It took me years to break out of my shell and give different methods a try. And I don't just mean doing different activities either. You can even just switch up the way you're currently doing things. For example, doing efficient skilling versus AFK skilling, or just going for the fastest kills at a boss. These are all great things that can change how you play the game and hopefully give you a better experience. So next up is making money, and maybe this should be a little bit higher because GP is a huge part of old school RuneScape, unless you're a dirty Iron Man and you want to spend 500 hours killing lizards for a drop, that is. But most of us need to make GP to buy the things we want, and making GP can be a pain in the ass. Most really good methods are extremely boring and tedious, or they have some insane requirements such as having friends. And when I first started playing RuneScape, I picked some of the worst money making methods you can imagine. I picked Flax, I ran Essence, I killed Vorkath until I could see that undead motherfucker in my dreams. And hey, I made some money, but it was brutal. And looking back, I can honestly say it would have been so much better to do things that would progress my account, or at least things that I enjoyed to make that money instead. I look at money making now as a side benefit to doing the things that I enjoy in game, such as now, instead of killing Vorkath for my in-game GP, I'll kill that big blue son of a bitch as a Slayer task and rack in the dough. And hey, as a side project, I'm working towards eventually getting that Vorky pet. This makes getting that GP so much better, and you can watch it build up over time. Because if you hate doing something, then you're just going to dread logging in, and eventually you won't log in at all. It's better to make 500k an hour doing something that's fun than 2 mil per hour doing something you're never going to actually log in and do. This is one of the huge things that I want you guys to get, because so many people treat this game as a job. It's not a goddamn job. Sure, it's a long grind, but it's a game at the end of the day. If you're not having fun with what you're doing, then why are you doing it? Do things that are enjoyable, make some money, and progress your account. Now this next one isn't really like an activity or thing you can do in game, but it's really more of a mindset. How many times have you guys been talking to someone in game or one of your friends that play and they're like, yeah man, I want to max and get a huge fucking bank? Well, I hear this shit all the time, and while those are admirable goals, what normally happens is they get around the mid game and burn out and quit. That's because maxing takes a long fucking time. It's like 2,000 or 3,000 hours. You can't expect to bust out those hours of hardcore grinding your first time without lots of drugs in your system. So while setting these crazy large goals is a great idea, I'd really recommend breaking those goals up. Get base 70s, work towards that juicy quest cave, then maybe, hey, go for achievement diaries or some boss KC, then slowly work on maxing. RuneScape is all about building things up one at a time. When I started setting goals such as like 80 base stats and then going for like, base 85s and then maybe base 90s, it made the grinding so much more manageable and allowed me to finally max and achieve my goals. No one wants to chop trees and kill monsters early on in the game. The XP is just fucking terrible. You're gonna get like max 5 to 10,000 XP per hour. So I'd highly recommend knocking out some quests early on to get an insane amount of XP. For example, just doing the waterfall quest on a brand new account can get you from level 1 attack and strength straight to level 30 in both. And most skills have a quest that gives similar rewards. The optimal quest guide is an amazing place to start on a brand new account. It'll show you the best quests to do and in what order. This is something I wish I did early on instead of spending hours leveling my stat when a 5-minute quest would have done the same exact thing. I love playing this goddamn game alone and solo. I did it for years, but some of my best memories in this entire game aren't from maxing or getting that crazy drop. It's being in some late night Discord calls, doing raids, or just running some PK trips with the boys. Now I totally get it, friends are very hard to come by and they're harder to make. But I'd really recommend any new players that are really interested in joining the game find a clan to join. And I'm not talking those sweaty elitist clans that go for world records, just a chill social clan that you vibe with and enjoy. Shout out to the boys over at Darn Kids. And most have events, a Discord, and experienced players to give you advice. This completely changes the game and experience and makes it so much better. The friends you make in game can be some of the best people you've ever met. And this one is big, boys and girls, because if you've been a solo player this whole time, I promise that joining a clan will change the game for the better. And that's a wrap, boys and girls. I hope you found using my tips helpful in your journey throughout old school RuneScape. And remember, this game is all about exploring, making some friends, and having fun. So don't worry too much about getting it all right. Just enjoy the ride. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.